Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. We have some kind of new Epiphones inspired by Gibson. In reality, they're the same exact thing. To my knowledge, minus I think the 97 Gold Top is new. And then we have a 60s Les Paul Standard. We have a Rosewood fretboard finally. So, as I kind of predicted, and we've been complaining about this for years now, you can get cheapy guitars with real Indian rosewood fretboards. They've been using Laurel forever. Everyone's hated it. Everyone's complained about it. That's literally the major complaint I heard on every single one of these higher end Epiphones. And now it's back, and they're selling it to you at a premium for $1,300. You can get an Epiphone Les Paul with some Gibson electronics and a rosewood fretboard now. So I just have not been happy with the Epiphone pricing for a very long time. It was always supposed to be the significantly cheaper version of Gibson, and now it's like, it used to be like, you could buy a brand new Gibson Les Paul for $2,800, but you could get, the Epiphone Les Paul for like it was like a third of that. We'll go ahead and do some calculator here. I don't know if you can actually see the calculator on my screen, but we're going to divide 2,800 by 3. So, I mean, that's kind of where they're at. But it's kind of ridiculous. I would never pay $1,300 for an Epiphone. I don't care what the specs are. The custom buckers, if they have them, yes, you could theoretically rip them out and get $300 back, but then you have a $1,000 husk of a guitar that you're not going to get $1,000 for. So, there's that. Do they look cool? Sure. I enjoy them having the open book headstock. Pretty neat. This one has... they all come with hardshell cases, which is always a plus, too. We'll go ahead and just kind of go through the specs. So, one-piece mahogany neck. That is something you get on these two, is the one-piece necks versus the scarf joints and the heel joints. Rosewood fretboard, USA-made P90s from Gibson Custom, open book headstock, CTS pots, pink and brown hardshell case. Yeah, pretty much everything you want on one of these is what you got. You got the one-piece necks. You got the Gibson electronics. The only thing that would make these things better is a nitrocellulose finish, which maybe I could definitely see them doing that at some point in time. I think these have a little bit of a different finish on them, too, if I remember correctly. It's supposed to be a little bit glossier and a little less satin. That was one of my major complaints too, is all of these high-end Epiphones, they were putting this kind of satiny finish, and I'm not a big satin guy. And to me, it almost looked cheaper. To me, I feel like a high gloss finish looks more expensive, where I know it takes, technically a satin finish, I think takes more work. But to me, I always kind of thought it looked kind of on the cheaper side of thing. Let's see if it tells me. So single ply, top, yep. AAA flame veneer mahogany. Oh, we're calling it vintage gloss. That's what they're calling it. Let's see if we go to the old ones. These are all, I'm going to go through the new arrivals. Here we go. So here's the old one. Also at $1,300. So the old one. Let's see. Does this one have the... Laurel, yep. So this one is called a VOS finish, polyurethane, vintage original sheen. And it looks like, for my little advertisement that's popping up, they're going to be probably blowing them out. I would guess probably they're going to sell the old models, for maybe $800. I'm not really sure how much of a discount they're going to give you. But they do have a 60s model. You used to only get the 59. Which some people did not like that neck profile, so now for the 60s people, you have that option. A couple of different finishes, iced tea, and then you got the washed cherry sunburst. Let's see, Nico 3, custom buckers, unpotted. I prefer potted pickups. Maybe that's just me. I'm curious if the 59, we're going to go back real quick and see if it's the same thing. Yeah, custom buckers, unpotted. I wonder if all of these have the same pickups. And then you do have a gold top, too. Now, this is a 57. I'm assuming the neck on this is going to be pretty chunky. That's usually how they have them. Looking at the back of it, it definitely looks a little bit thicker. Yep, also custom buckers. So if you like custom buckers, pretty much this whole range, the 57, the 59, and the 60, all have custom buckers, all generally have the same pickups. You're going to have pretty much everything the same, a little bit of a new finish, and rosewood fretboards. That's kind of what you're looking at across the board. It's interesting that the 335 is the 62 335 is a little bit cheaper, being that typically these are more expensive usually. At least you go to Gibson. Yep. So then we have. Does it tell you body material maple poplar maple? Yep. Center block, vintage gloss finish. This also has the Alnico 3 unpotted custom bucker. So it looks like that's going to be what's in pretty much everything. We have the SG with the Vibrola there, 64. Yep, also the same thing. Rosewood fretboard, as I said, it's nice that they're still using the real mother of pearl. Is it pearl or pearloid? Let's go back to that. Let's see. Mahogany, one rosewood with mother of pearl trapezoid analyze. Yeah, so that's actually something I always thought was weird. That, if you get a Gibson Les Paul standard, it doesn't have real mother of pearl on it. But if you get the 59 Epiphone, it does have real mother of pearl on it. You got to go up to like a custom in Gibson in order to get the real mother of pearl. A lot of people like to call it mother of toilet seat or acrylic. I'm guessing this is going to have a little bit different pickup to being the Firebird. Gibson USA Firebird Mini Humbucker with Alnico 5 magnets. Okay, there you go. Oh, this one does have the banjo tuners. I did not realize that. That's kind of a neat feature. Which sucks though right now with the Firebirds is the only way to get a neck-through one right now, outside of super expensive Gibson Custom Shop. You can't. There's not like a Firebird standard right now at Gibson. So if you want an actual neck-through one, you have to buy the Epiphone one, or you have to buy a used one, and that's probably what I would end up doing. Yep, hard shell case. Still, single pickup guitar. I do like the banjo tuners. I know it makes them more susceptible to breakage. So that is the Firebird 1, and then we have a Firebird 5 as well. I kind of like the Firebird 5 better, but I don't like that. Really, it looks aesthetically pleasing, but, I've heard that they don't stay in tune very well, the Vibrolas. I'm guessing we have the same ones here. Yep, Gibson USA, Alnico 5 pickups, Firebird. And you got everything's good. You got the mahogany wings, you got the Kluson banjo tuners, 9-ply mahogany walnut neck through body construction, medium jumbo frets, real mother of pearl. Everything you want in these guitars. As I said, the one thing that I would say that would make me pull the trigger on actually spending $1,300 on an Epiphone is if they were like, hey, let's put a nitrocellulose finish on it. I could definitely see that, being worth the $1,300 premium. Because now they have all the right woods, they have all the right electronics, they have, the right looks, the right headstock shape. The only thing, there's two things really. It's maybe do a 2-screw truss rod cover, go to an actual Gibson style truss rod cover. I think you'd win over some more people with that. And then have an actual nitrocellulose finish. You can get chipsons. You can go to like AliExpress, is one of the main sites there. They make chipsons now with nitrocellulose finishes, which is ridiculous to me. And they're cheaper than this. They are cheaper than the Epiphones. So the quality is probably not going to be the same. I will say that. I'm curious if we look this up, if we can see if we can find the old models for cheaper as of yet, or no. Everything might still be the same in terms of price. Let's do the 60s. I don't think, no, that's this is the original, but that's my guess is they're gonna have to price the old ones cheaper. Like here's a used one just for a reference at $650. So these things don't hold value. If you're wondering if they hold value like a Gibson does, they do not. You're looking at half of what you paid for it, maybe even less. Literally half the price. Someone paid $1,300 for this new. It's on Reverb right now for $650. Literally half the price. So if you're buying one of these used, maybe, I would say go for it. If you find one of the old ones with the Laurel fretboard, I think that's what's going to happen, and I think this is going to annoy a lot of people too, because it's like, oh, you know, I spent $1,300 on this guitar, but I got the Laurel fretboard versus the Rosewood fretboard, and it's going to be hard to tell, you know, which is which outside of looking at the serial numbers. My guess is there's going to be some confusion because I can guarantee you the old model went into 2024, and I can guarantee you all of these new models, their serial numbers are going to start in 24, because usually they have to prepare these things several months ahead of time. I'm going to see if we can see the actual finish here. Yeah, 24 right there. So it's going to be a little bit of confusion on the reseller market, but so that's something to look out for too. And sometimes if the piece of Laurel is good enough, you know, it might even be hard to tell. Usually it's lighter. That's usually how you can tell the difference. Is it's a little bit lighter. I think there's a little bit less grain in it too. But I feel like I can see that leading to confusion down the road. But I would say in terms of resale value, the ones with the Rosewood are probably going to hold up better than the ones with Laurel. Because a lot of people, as I said, major complaint was, oh, get rid of the Laurel fretboards. And they did. They listened to us, so I applaud them for that. But at the same time, they are not putting it on everything. They are just putting it on this new Inspired by Gibson line. And you have to pay a premium for it. Because what is the... Let's go to the regular line, like the standard line. Let's see. Modern Les Paul. Would it be Modern Les Paul? Perhaps. Maybe I'm wrong. This is probably going to give me the Les Paul Modern. Let's see. Well, the customs are going for... It's a classic. Classic. We're looking for a standard. Maybe not the original Les Paul. Maybe original Les Paul? We'll try that. See what we get. So, yeah, I mean, basically double the price. And I'm guessing this still has the Laurel. We'll double check here. Go to the neck. Yeah, so for double the price, essentially, little under double the price, just $1,300, you're getting real mother of pearl, Gibson headstock, Rosewood fretboard, Gibson electronics, different finish. So, you know, is it worth it? Because theoretically, if you were to buy a brand new set of custom buckers and put them in this guitar, you would be at $1,100. So at that price point, I would say it wouldn't even be worth it. But that's going to be up to the buyer ultimately, I think, is what's going to happen. We're going to have to wait and see how it all pans out. And we'll go from there. So until next time, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And as always, have a good one.